Welcome to Entrepreneurs at Least, and today we have Steve Wallace with us, which is the president of the Maverick App. So, Steve, tell us, what are the 5 steps that entrepreneurs should be doing out there when they don't have no leads and they're starting the business?
Welcome to Entrepreneurs Are Leaders podcast with Harry Sardinas. Interviews with world's most influential entrepreneurs that share tips about how to grow your business exponentially. Charismatic speaking, leadership, branding, marketing strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to answer this in 2 ways. One is the literal answer, the 5 steps that they should take, right? And I'll try to give you 5 full ones without going on a rant, but then also some things that you should avoid, okay? So first is get out there into your community and network like crazy. You should be a feverish advocate for networking. That's number 1. So to speaking to the audience, where do I go? Go on Eventbrite, meetup.com. Google is your best friend here. Look up places you can go virtually and in person where you can evangelize your brand. That's number 1. Number 2, this is what not to do, I suppose. But when people ask you what you do, because it's inevitable in networking, don't answer them. Ask a question back. You need to have a script that you can use that makes what you do relevant for the person you're speaking with. If you tell people what you do, you're not selling. When you ask questions about how you can help people and make it relevant for people, you're selling very well. So make sure you have a list of questions that are thought-provoking about the most common challenges that you solve for your customers, and go ahead and ask those questions in networking environments, and just come back to me and tell me how much better it went than just saying, I do this, 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 and this. Do you want to buy what I do? That's not how it works, right? So that's number 2. The third step that I would follow is study your successes and failures. If something doesn't work 10 straight times, you either haven't tried it enough or it's a terrible approach, okay? The fourth is a direct relationship to number 3. Once you know what's working, now it's time to start automating it. Don't automate before you understand your own processes. Because what are you automating if you don't know what you're doing? If you're automating a bad process, you're just doing bad faster, right? So you want to automate what works. And then 5th is approach or reapproach and reevaluate your method every quarter, because sales and finding leads is a moving target game. I can promise you 90 days from now, we're going to be living in a different world than we are today. And you're going to have new ideas and new tactics. And I simply don't subscribe to the idea that you can set it and forget it. There's always going to be work that you need to do. You may not like that. If you're looking for a silver bullet solution, you're in the wrong business. Welcome to entrepreneurship, where you have to figure stuff out and work hard. Boom. There you go.
So Steve, let's dive into a lead generation, which is one of the more challenging process when you are in business. And without this, you have nothing. Because if you don't have without leads, you have nothing. You don't have a business, right? Because this is your first, the very first point that you need in order to start to sell your product and service. So, what are the fastest and more effective way to get a lot of leads for my business?
That's a loaded question, and you know it, don't you?
Yeah.
You know it. I think the answer is I'm going to try to get tactical, but first we have to start contextual, right? It's strategic. There's strategic, and then there's tactical. So strategically, you need to get your face in front of as many people as possible, as often as possible, for as long as possible. Okay. So Harry, let me ask you a question. What do you think the top producers, salespeople, agents in their company, what do you think the most common tactic or common thing that they do that makes them successful is?
To selling or to getting leads?
To getting leads.
Oh, what are the most successful to getting leads?
Yeah, I mean, like financial advisors, insurance agents, business owners, salespeople, SDRs, account reps, all these people who sell. What do you think the most common daily decision they make is to get leads?
I think I think that organizing events is a very good way to get leads. Yeah, I don't know if they do it because I never work on that environment, so I don't know.
No,
Uh,
you're not wrong. You're actually you're 100% right. But what you're actually done is you've taken the question and you've created kind of a conceptual answer out of it, which is wonderful. Well, what is the event? It's shaking hands and networking.
Absolutely, put everyone
right?
together. Yeah.
Right. So I know I've said it a bunch, but the answer to your question is if all of these remarkably successful people don't have the silver bullet solution, they just keep it simple and go talk with a lot of people, wouldn't we be wise to follow their example?
Absolutely.
Go meet a lot of people, right? Go meet a lot of people.
You have to put yourself out there, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So conceptually speaking is go meet a lot of people. Okay. Tactically, how do you do that? Okay. You can pick up the phone and make cold calls. If I were to cold call you, Harry, first of all, do you like cold calls?
Oh, it depends. It's related with what I'm interested.
Right, depends, right?
It depends. Yeah. Don't like it, but it's the cold call is related with something that I'm interested in. Well, I might take the call. It doesn't work for me anyway. My phone is always in silent, so I don't like it. But one day, I'm telling you, 10, 12 years, 15 years, when my phone was and it's in sound and make, yeah, I might take a cold call and yeah. But still, it's difficult the cold calling because you know the time to speak with and
Yep,
can work, but the conversion rate is very very low in my opinion. Depend on the product, depend on the business. Like I suppose, right?
In my experience, I've seen both sides of the coin, and I've probably made over 100,000 cold calls in my career, which is a lot compared to some. Yeah, a lot. Wow. But it's very small compared to others. And in my experience, I have a very pleasurable outcome with cold calling, and I think it's because it's because of this, right? So you asked how to get leads, right? If you're a business owner or entrepreneur, how do you get the leads, right? You need them quick. And I said, go network, go meet people. And then I said, but I'm going to give you tactical examples, and cold calling is just one. And then I asked, do you like cold calling? And the reason I believe that I get pretty good outcomes is because I think people overcomplicate this. And if I were to cold call you, Harry, and if I were to make you laugh and say, hey, I'm really interested in learning about your business. And
how can I help you?
Yeah. Is there a way for me to help you? I don't care if it actually means you don't work with me, but I have a couple of ideas. Can I buy you a cup of coffee? You sip it, we talk. And if we decide to work together, it won't be because of a sales pitch. It will be because we've decided we like one another and you see value. How does that go, or how does that sound compared to the average cold call?
The dynamic, yeah. Change the dynamic. Exactly. It's all about building relationships, right?
Bingo. Which goes right back to networking, right? All I'm trying to do is put myself into as many opportunities to shake hands with people who I might be able to help as possible for as long as possible, as often as possible, right? Yeah. And you can take that method, you can apply it to LinkedIn outreach. You can use that same exact script. People love it, right? You can do it in networking events. You can walk up and down the street. People will think you're a little bit strange, but you could literally do a thing called parking lot prospecting, where you walk up to somebody and you say, hey, do you own a business? No, I don't. Okay, sorry to bother you. Leave. Hey, do you own a business? I do. Oh, cool. I know this is strange. As a matter of fact, you've probably never seen this before. But if I were to give you a couple ideas on how to grow your business, no ask, no money, just a couple of ideas, would that be valuable to you? Yes. Cool. Let's do it. Not now, though. Let's grab coffee, right? It's just, I know I'm a weird guy in that sense, but you could do this, and you could probably set 10 meetings a week doing that.
Yeah. And then the other thing is that, when it comes to cold calling, if you know a little bit about the person today in LinkedIn and all the social media, you can even know a lot about the person. You prepare for the call. You already know a lot about the person even before you make the phone call, right?
Right.
So it's not about the cold calling. It's about, Harry, look, I know you like property and you like to speak on the conference and blah, blah, blah. This is what I did, and then I have to help you grow. What do you think? So now the cold calling becomes interesting. That's what I'm telling you, that the cold calling, everybody hates it, but it's because of the process, because it's very direct, the conversation only in one way, and right that try to build relationships. So yeah, it's not the method, is how you master this
I
skill.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And I think mentality too, right? My you may have heard me say this, maybe not, but I've said it on podcasts before and in the meetings that I have, but I believe that what I do is life changing for the right people.
Mm.
So why wouldn't I'm impact driven. So why wouldn't I want to have the right conversation with as many of the right kind of people as possible, as often as possible, for as long as possible? Because
Yeah.
I want that to be my life's impact, right?
And it's important that the entrepreneurs listening this broadcast understand what we're discussing here, because this is what can happen, Steve, and could be very work against them, right? So you have an entrepreneur that somebody did a cold call to an entrepreneur, and this entrepreneur get very annoying, it get very frustrated because this person bored, yeah, and
Sure.
then the entrepreneurs arrived to the office and said, look, I don't want anybody here in this company doing cold calling because this is very intrusive and I don't want to annoy anybody there. So, because they can be losing a lot of business, and they haven't think that there's nothing wrong with the cold calling. And what is the process? How what is your objective to calling? Are you calling just to start and build a relationship, or are you calling to sell something straight away? Because people won't buy until they don't like you and trust you. So
Right.
it's a very
Right.
simple dynamic how sales work. So if
It is.
you calling them to tell them to buy something, and you don't give the space to the people to like you and trust you, how they gonna buy? And then no wonder why the people get frustrated, right?
So,
So
Harry, do you mind if I jump in and add something here?
go for it. Absolutely,
So,
it's about to
I've heard,
become very interesting.
let's go, let's do it. So, one of the biggest pieces of feedback, or not feedback from me, but ideas that I see out there on social, especially amongst sales leaders, is that cold calling is dead. And I couldn't disagree more. The second that I see out there is that cold calling won't work for me. It's too transactional. I can't reconcile that with my experience. My experience is that I've cold called people who I now have steak dinners with, right? And we talk about our kids and our family. We barely even mention business. So I'd like to challenge that to anybody who's heard that idea out there, those ideas out there, that cold calling doesn't work for you and that it's transactional. Maybe it hasn't worked for you because it's been transactional.
Absolutely,
Right?
because you're making it that way.
Right. You need to plant some seeds of doubt in your prospect's mind to get them to say, "Oh, maybe Harry has some ideas that are worth me hearing out." And when I hear those out, he'll build trust with me, and he won't force my hand. He won't make me buy anything. And along the way, I'll build trust. But it started with a direct outreach that was with a sales meeting in mind. And then the relationship came after. Whereas with networking, it just puts the relationship first and then the sales conversation. There's nothing wrong with either one. And I can't listen to the idea that they don't work. They do. It's just a question of how.
I agree 100% with you. Yeah. So is an entrepreneur should be embracing what we are talking today, rather than get these negative emotions, okay, of these negatives. Oh, this thing doesn't work, or sometimes you hear entrepreneurs say, "Oh, this person is calling me to sell me something." Well, you cannot be annoying because you are in business. Somebody's calling you to sell you something. What you can do is exactly this. You can listen the sales pitch. This is something that I do, Steve. So I never get angry with the cold call, because
Good for you.
I listen to it, and I see, okay, this is the way that they're doing it. That's why it doesn't work. That's why, it's about embracing this and say, oh, they're doing it this way, and that's why I'm feeling this way. What can I do different in order to create a different impact? Yeah. So if you are in business, you cannot be annoying because you receive a cold call. On the other hand, you should be analyzing this call and see how can I make it better. How can we make this work? Look, Steve, he already shared here the huge amount of cold call that he had made, and his experience is totally different. And you know what? I believe you. I believe
thank
you
you.
100%. 100% I believe you. Because if you exactly when, because the way that you approach, and now we're going to talk about social media because something that we talk before the broadcast, and we
Sure.
want to open the forum for that as well is let's talk about LinkedIn. Yeah, LinkedIn, is one of the biggest platform in B2B. The software that you guys do, Steve is specialized and automatize some process in LinkedIn as well as send email. You're gonna tell us a little bit more about that later. Um, so why your software, the Maverick app, when you automatize the systems in LinkedIn, why LinkedIn don't kick out the people there? Because I'm very aware that some entrepreneurs out there have connected some automatization tools in LinkedIn, and they have been suspended, and they have closed the account,
Right.
and have been a big challenges.
Sure.
So why Steve, the people using your software never get banned in LinkedIn? What is the secret sauce?
The secret sauce is the lead generators company's worst nightmare. A lot of people won't like this, but the some of the companies out there, and I'm not going to name names or individuals, but a lot of companies out there have built messaging that directly solicits every single person that a connection request is sent to. The content of the messaging suggests that a relationship wouldn't be in place. The seller just wants an opportunity to meet and have a sales conversation. They don't, even if in their heart they want to know, they don't convey that to the recipient. That's where these things fall apart. Listen, these tools are a dime a dozen. They're everywhere, right? I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. They're misused. And I see it over and over and over again. If you were to pick 100 people who use LinkedIn automation tools and say, show me your scripts, 95 of them will have outreach that basically says, Harry, here's what I do. Do you want that? Right? And it's like, okay, I understand that what you're trying to do is get leads. I don't fault anybody for trying to grow their business and make money, especially if it's ethically. But LinkedIn is a relationship platform. LinkedIn is a networking platform, and a lot of sales come from it when you do it the right way. When you do it the wrong way, what happens is I send you a connection request. You don't know me. You click ignore, and then you click I don't know this person. And when that happens hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, what does that signal to LinkedIn? This person is not actually trying to connect with people they know. That's what it signals.
And they definitely not here to build relationship. They're here to
sell. Right. And which is really ironic, kick you by the way, because the owner.
This is the optimal goal. However, people, it's same thing that we're talking about with the cold calling. People need to like you and trust you before they buy something. And
right.
and is this step always what everybody we the people trying to jump to out of this part, which is building the relationship. Everybody jump, and then it creates a problem because it creates a negative experience for the people that you offering. Yeah, they say, "Oh, this guy's pitching me again." You know what I mean? So
I do. It's really strange.
I mean, you receive it, yeah.
It's really strange.
Tell me about it. Oh, me too. Sure. Yeah. Oh my God! If you see my LinkedIn, you can sell something. I'm very good. People pitch me stuff. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So check this out, Harry. Right?
All the time.
We all in our minds intellectually, we all agree that we should sell to others the way we would want to be sold to. But then the moment we apply an automation, we forget how we want to be sold to. and we do it the opposite way, and it backfires. And then we sit here saying the automation didn't work. No, it worked. You either just didn't want to do the work to make it a little bit more human-like and engagement-like, right? Process-oriented, or that, I guess I could just go down a rabbit hole on this point for quite a while. But you have to have a process that sells the way you would want to be sold to. And if you would, for example, if you would never do any kind of LinkedIn outreach because you don't believe in it, why would you try? If you never want people to reach out to you on LinkedIn, why would you try to reach out to somebody on LinkedIn?
No, for me, a lot of people pitch me a lot of stuff, and I don't get annoyed. When I have stuff, I read them. They are very interesting pitches, you see.
Sure.
And I will tell you that I have contact 2 or 3 of you when the pitch is something that interested me. So, however, exactly, Steve, what we take it to the next step? What if rather than pitching, our communication with the prospect could be, hey, how can we collaborate? How can we help each other? How can I help you?
Right.
In instead, yeah, this is usually what my meetings are. My meetings are brilliant because when I meet people, I meet the people and I tell them, okay, what do you need help with? And the people say, wow, okay, I need help with this, and the meeting finish, yeah. And then the second meeting finish, okay, you need help with this, okay, I'm helping you this. And eventually, after the 4 or 5, 6 meetings, well, as a matter of fact, yeah, and I know you can help me with this because you have this, can you do? And they say, okay, yeah, absolutely, but
right.
I think that you cannot get what you want. If you help others to get this Six Sigma used to say that if you help others to get what they want, what you want, it will come flawless to you. And this is my life, yeah, and this is how I operate.
I'd like to add to that, and so I preach what you're saying. This is a core belief of mine: is put yourself in a position to give others what they want, right? But there are those who believe that if you do that and never make an ask for yourself, it will come back to them. And I don't find that to be true. It will come back in some sense, but not as often if you're intentional, right? So like,
and then Steve, there is a part of this of these relationships, right? That they would always take, and never give up. And I decided that I'm okay with it because with the other half that actually they give back a lot.
Right.
And that's enough. However, Steve, yeah, is it's important to enhance what you just said, right? You also have to ask, because if you don't ask, you keep helping other people, helping other people, and then so yeah, it's interesting how it works. For me, I have a lot of fun observing all this. Yeah.
This is a great conversation because I think we can all think of certain times where we weren't intentional or we didn't make an ask, and I'm no different, right? So I was sitting across from a prospect and I gave a ton of value. Here's an idea that I would do if I were you. Here's what I would do if I were you. And these are all things that they can do without me. They don't need my help. They can do them, right? Question is, how much do they want to do themselves, right? It's time. Anyway, at the end of it, I said, okay, here's option A, here's option B, here's option C. And I got zero reaction from them whatsoever here. It was like staring at a blank screen, right? And I thought to myself, okay, well, I added a ton of value. I poured all that I know into this person, and they're still not giving me any buying signals. Why? Because I didn't make an ask. And in that moment, it hit me like, oh yeah, ask. So I said, which would you like to do? And the person said option B. I'm like, oh, cool, right? Like I had to give me anything until I asked for it.
Exactly. The call to what? Yes, very, very important. Even this little bit can make a huge difference. And then don't give them so many options, right? Because I always do, when you confuse them, you lose them. So
absolutely,
which one do you prefer, A or B? And that's it. And you make a silence. Let them think. Let them choose. But it's all about the process, Stephen. Now we selling is not as hard as people think. Again, the when uh, when people meet Harry, you will see when people meet me, and if you hit them, they would say, "Oh my God, Harry's awesome! Harry's amazing! Oh, you haven't met Harry? Harry's amazing!" But why Harry's amazing? Because every time that I meet them, I say, "Okay, how can I help you? What do you need?"
Right.
No, I do this.
Right.
Okay, fine, very good. I think that I can help you with that. Do you need help with that? Ah, yeah, I have a friend. Let me call him. For sure, can help you with this. So absolutely, yeah. That's one of the reasons why my phone is on silent is because of that. Because everybody called me out. Harry, I need help so many times. So it's just silent. Why they don't let me work?
Right.
Introduce me this, introduce me that. So, but at the end of the day, if you are there for others and you genuinely want to help them, somehow in a different form we come to you. It's all about having this energy, and then still separate yourself. Yeah, that try to identify who's there actually to be a contribution to you, to your business, and to support you,
Right.
and they're grateful that you give them this strategy, and you want to contribute, because it had to flow in both ways. And it's
Right.
important to identify also these people that they are around you, that they all want of your knowledge, your expertise. They keep asking and asking and asking, and eventually you will find out that the way that they think, or the way of thinking, is that there will never will be a contribution to you in any way. There is no way that they never gonna give you back anything. They don't operate this way, and
Right.
the building relationship has to be in both ways, correct?
Right.
So, when it comes to conclude, a lead generation process is a relationship business. This is what you are in creating relationship with the
Yep.
people out there. So, what are the secrets to create a good relationship with people? Help them out. I can tell you what's very good. When it's like, what do you need help with? And the
Yeah.
people
Help.
get so excited, they connect with you immediately.
I I think there's a couple of things that help build relationship. One is before the meeting, and this is specifically related to social media. Is your content should resonate with your target market before they ever meet you. This way, if they spend 5 minutes or less researching you, they're showing up at least having an idea about what your core values are, the problems that you solve, and that you have your own opinions. They're meeting a unique personality instead of just some random person. Okay, that's number one.
So then,
And,
yeah.
right. Go ahead. You feel free
No, no,
to jump in.
continue.
Okay. The second thing that I'll add is I think people overcomplicate this. There's no silver bullet solution to building the know, like, and trust factor to building a relationship. Sometimes all you need is one common strand of fabric. So, for example, if you have kids and I have kids, you're a father, I'm a father, and we sit down and we talk about fatherhood for 20 minutes, boom, there's a relationship. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. Maybe I don't like you. Maybe you don't like me. So maybe that fabric wasn't enough to build a relationship, but it wasn't the deal breaker. What broke the deal breaker was we didn't like each other, right? And that's okay.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. You don't need a lot of things. If you're in sales and I'm in sales, let's talk about sales war stories. If you run podcasts and I run podcasts, let's talk about your best episodes. Let's talk about tips and tricks. Let's talk about the common factors. Oh, you like steak. I like New York strip. You like ribeye. Awesome. Where do you go to get your steak next time I'm in town? Boom. Next thing you know, we're having a conversation about having a beer together, right? Like this doesn't need to be overcomplicated. I think people allow it to be.
So the Maverick app then is a relationship building app.
It has to be. Everything in sales should be. Here, can I give you an example, Harry?
Yes.
Okay. Maverick App is primarily an email-based tool. Okay. If you and I have a sales conversation.
So how it works? Tell us.
Well, I'm about to. So if you and I have a sales conversation, right? And you say, Steve, it sounds great. Let's work together. I will buy Maverick App from you. But I'm not ready yet. Let me meet with my team. Let me talk about budget. Let me talk about who's going to use it. And let's talk again in 2 weeks, right? If I send you a post-meeting marketing email that looks cookie cutter, or if I send you a handwritten email, which one signals to you that I paid attention and I'm interested in you, not the easy way out? Which one of those options?
The personalized one.
Right. That's what Maverick App will do. Maverick App will automate your follow-up with people that you've met, and they will think that you took the time to write this beautiful email that looks just like you paid attention to their pain points, because you did. And then it'll follow up with it. That's a relationship driver, not a sales pitch.
Very good. I'm not sure and it does this with email and also with LinkedIn messages as well?
Sure. Yeah. You're just taking the concept and applying it to a different platform.
So basically you meet the person and then the follow-up, the platform will take care of it. Either with LinkedIn,
the AI is
email.
Not where it needs to be to fully automate it, but 10% human involvement, the rest is automated.
We get it there, yeah. Yeah, 10%, look, in these type of things, the 10% of the human needs to be there.
Right.
Because
that's actually
because it has to be personalized. Yes,
right.
It has to be personalized, because if it's 100% by AI, I got the feeling that the prospect will find out.
The wording is not human. It's written a little bit strange. It takes some time to program the AI to sound just
probably
right.
In the future, as it is right now, I think that the prospect, and that's it. When the people see that that this is not personalized thing, that have been done without autoresponder or whatever, and it's so cold, wow, forget it. Yeah, you already have the you already, the relationships is gonna be very difficult to enhance. Okay,
right.
So Stevie, people are in love with our conversation and they want to know more about your app, how it works. Can you tell us how people can find it, how this process works?
Sure. So I'm really easily reachable on LinkedIn. That's Stephen Wallace, Chief Sales Nerd. That's my tag, if you will. So reach out on LinkedIn if you want to build a relationship and have a conversation. If not, just follow me and click the follow button or the bell in my profile, and you'll see my posts. I share tons of value and tons of content on sales, on appointment setting, on relationship building, you name it, I do a lot of it. You can also reach me at steve@maverickapp.io, and the website is maverickapp.io. So go wherever you would like to go, and reach out to me if you ever have any questions about any of the topics that we've discussed today.
Thank you so much, Steve. And with that note, see you guys in our next episode of Entrepreneurs Are Leaders, how brave entrepreneurs like Steve making businesses to make the world a better place. Bye for now.
Thanks, everybody.
Follow us for more on charismatic speaking, leadership, exponential business growth, branding, marketing, strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.